Hi Sparkies, how are you? Do you like my hat? What about my apron? I don't know if you guys know, but when I'm not doing things for Sparks, I may be taking care of my kids, teaching them, doing laundry, cleaning, and I also bake cookies and yummy, yummy things. So I wear this apron. Now, some of you know Miss Sandy. Miss Sandy actually made me this apron, and I like to use a spatula, and I like to use a spoon, and I don't wear this silly hat, but Jasmine did wear this hat one year for Halloween when she dressed up as a baker. So this getup has to do with a question I'm going to ask you. Tonight we're going to be talking about being kind. One way that we can be kind is to be considerate. Now, you may not know what it means to be considerate, but being considerate means being careful, caring, thoughtful, and allowing someone else to go first. So, this is a cookie that I baked this last week. Look at this cookie. This is a molasses cookie. It's almost as big as my head. Okay, I have this cookie as a snack choice, and I have this, a plate of lettuce. Now, let's say you came to my house with your, let's say, grandparent, or maybe an uncle, or maybe an aunt, someone older than you, someone that took care of you, and I said, oh, come in, I only have one cookie left, but I also have some salad, what would you like? And I told, maybe it was your grandma, I said, you may pick first, and they said, oh no, let so-and-so pick first. So you, the child, got to pick first. What do you think you would pick? I think a lot of you would pick the cookie, right? And I know that I probably would too, a lot of times, and we probably wouldn't pick the lettuce. Well, if we picked the cookie, that would mean that our grandparent or our parent or our friend would get the lettuce, which wouldn't be near as fun. So we're going to be talking about a story in the Bible, a true story in the Bible, because everything in the Bible is true, about someone who had a choice. Now, it wasn't about a cookie or some lettuce, but he had a choice. You may have heard of these couple characters in our story today. We're going to be reading about, or I'm going to be reading to you, telling you about a book or a story from the book of Genesis. Genesis is the very first book in your Bible, in my Bible, and it's in chapter 13. We're going to be talking about the story of Uncle Abraham and his nephew Lot. Okay, so when Abraham moved to a place called Negev, Lot went with him. They lived by each other, and they took care of their animals together. But they had a problem, and the problem was that they had too many animals for their land, and the people who worked for them started arguing with each other all the time. They needed to divide the land. They needed to split up so people and animals had space. So Abraham told Lot, you can pick a spot first. Now, this would have been a really good time for nephew Lot to return the kindness that Abraham had shown to him. He could have said, Uncle Abe, you know what? You are older than I am. You have shown great kindness to me through my years. You have guided me. I think you should choose first. Do you think Lot said that? No. He was excited about getting the best land. He didn't even think about being kind, or at least the Bible doesn't tell us that he thought about it. Do you think Lot let Abraham go first? Nope, he didn't. Lot went ahead and he picked first. He wasn't very nice. He wasn't very considerate. Well, he decided to pick the land he wanted and not have Uncle Abraham go first. He probably went ahead and chose first, Lot, because he could tell right away which land was the nicest. One part of the land was green, plenty of lush grass for the cattle, his animals, to eat. The other land was dry. Of course he would want the green land. And he wouldn't want that dry land. Lot wasn't about to let Abraham get the best land. But think about it. The reason that Lot was there in the first place was because of his uncle Abraham. He should have let Abraham choose first, but nope, he wanted the best for himself. So Lot took the best land and the land that looked right for raising his animals. And Abraham didn't step in and say, "No, I wanted that land." He allowed Lot to pick. But there was a big problem with the land that Lot chose. The land was next to two very, very wicked cities. The cities were called Sodom and Gomorrah. The people in them did horrible things, and Lot did not have the courage to say, "No, I will not let the people in those cities make me bad. I will not let them influence me and make me make bad choices." Lot didn't live on the new good land very long before he moved his family right into those wicked cities. Later, God allowed those cities to be destroyed because the people were so wicked. Lot barely escaped. In fact, something really sad happened to Lot. God sent 2 angels to the city to warn him to take his family and leave the city before the city was destroyed. But Lot didn't want to listen. The angels grabbed his hands and pulled Lot, his wife, and 2 daughters away from the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. "Don't look back. Keep running until you get to the mountains," the angels said. When the family had gotten away from the cities began burning. Oh, this is so sad. Lot's wife turned to look back at the wicked cities, and that was the wrong thing to do. She immediately turned into a pillar of salt. Poor Lot, he just didn't get it. First, he was greedy and unkind and chose the land that looked the best, and then he moved nearer and nearer to the bad cities and was almost destroyed because the cities were destroyed. Maybe if he had been kind to Abraham in the first place, all of this wouldn't have happened. We have a Bible verse tonight that's going to be read by Natalie. She is a fellow Sparky. Come on in here, Natalie. This Bible verse, stand back here, is from the book of Ephesians. It's toward the end in the New Testament of your Bible, and it's in chapter 4, and it's verse 32. Go ahead.
"Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other just as Christ God forgave you."
That is great. Be kind and compassionate to one another. This week, Sparkies, as you are around the house with your siblings, maybe you're at school with friends, with your parents, with your grandparents, remember the story of Lot and Abraham and choose to be kind. We'll see you next week.